Welcome back to the channel. Today's video starts with a coin that surprises many collectors, not because of how it looks at first glance, but because of what it has become over time. This is our first and top coin of today's video, the 1983 D Roosevelt dime. It's a coin most people have handled, spent, or ignored, yet one specific example of this dime has reached a value few would ever expect. The Roosevelt dime has been part of everyday American life since 1946. By 1983, the design was already familiar to nearly everyone. Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile appeared on the front, a steady and recognizable image that had changed very little over the decades. The coin was small, lightweight, and easy to overlook. In 1983, no one was setting these dimes aside thinking they might one day be valuable. They were made to circulate, and that's exactly what they did. The 1983 Roosevelt dime was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, the same format used for dimes since silver was removed from circulating coinage in the mid-1960s. There was nothing precious about the metal itself, and from a distance, the coin looked no different from the dime struck a few years earlier or later. What makes this coin important is not the material, but the circumstances surrounding its production and survival. The D mint mark on this coin tells us it was produced at the Denver Mint. In that year, the Denver Mint struck a very large number of dimes, so in terms of raw mintage figures, the coin is not rare at all. Millions were released into circulation and used immediately. They went through vending machines, cash registers, and pockets across the country. Because of this heavy use, most examples from 1983 show clear signs of wear today. One key detail that collectors pay close attention to with 1983 dimes is the fact that the U.S. Mint did not issue official uncirculated mint sets for that year. This meant there was no organized way for collectors to obtain high-quality examples directly from the mint. If someone wanted a clean, well-struck 1983 dime, they had to search through rolls from banks or pull coins from circulation. As a result, very few examples were preserved in top condition. When you look closely at most 1983 D Roosevelt dimes, you'll notice that the strike quality is often weak. Roosevelt's hair can appear flat, the lettering may lack sharpness, and the torch on the reverse frequently shows soft or incomplete detail. This is especially noticeable in the horizontal bands on the torch, which collectors refer to as full bands. Strong, complete bands are uncommon for this year and mint. The specific coin that stands out among all others was struck with unusually strong detail. Every part of the design shows clarity that is rarely seen on 1983 D dimes. Roosevelt's profile is clean and well-defined, with clear separation in the hair and facial features. The lettering is sharp, evenly struck, and free of distortion. On the reverse, the torch displays fully defined horizontal bands, something that is difficult to find even on lightly circulated examples from this year. Condition plays a major role in modern coin values, and this is where this dime truly separates itself. While many 1983 dimes survived, almost none survived in near-perfect condition. Most have contact marks, small scratches, or surface dullness from years of handling. The standout example shows smooth surfaces, strong luster, and minimal marks even under magnification. When this dime was evaluated by professional grading services, it received one of the highest grades ever assigned to a 1983 D Roosevelt dime. This placed it at the top of the population reports, meaning no other known example had been graded higher at the time. For collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes or modern U.S. coinage, owning the finest known example of a coin is a major goal. As more collectors became aware of how difficult it was to find high-grade examples from this year, demand increased. The coin was no longer seen as just another modern dime. Instead, it became a reference point for how condition and strike quality can transform an ordinary coin into something highly sought after. Collectors understood that this level of preservation was not typical and was unlikely to be repeated anytime soon. When the coin eventually appeared at auction, interest came from serious collectors who knew exactly what they were looking at. This wasn't about nostalgia or precious metal content. It was about rarity created by condition, a factor that often defines value in modern numismatics. Each bid reflected an understanding of how limited these top-grade examples really are. The final result surprised many people outside the collecting community. A coin that once had a face value of just 10 cents, and that millions of people spent without a second thought, reached a final price of $70,000. That value is not attached to every 1983 Roosevelt dime. Most are still worth face value or just a small premium. But this specific example shows what can happen when the right coin, in the right condition, survives against the odds. It's a reminder that even modern coins can hold significant value, and that careful attention to detail can make all the difference. The 1983 Roosevelt dime proves that important finds aren't limited to ancient or silver coins. Sometimes, they come from the most familiar places, and their value only becomes clear years later. Moving on to our second coin of today, we have the 1996 Roosevelt dime. While the Roosevelt dime is one of the most familiar coins in the United States, this particular example has drawn attention for reasons that go beyond its everyday use. On the surface, it looks like any other dime from the mid-1990s, yet it has become one of the most significant modern dimes for collectors. Unlike older or precious metal coins, its value comes primarily from its condition, detail, and rarity in top grades. The Roosevelt dime has been part of American coinage since 1946, introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his work with the March of Dimes. By 1996, the design was firmly established and recognized by anyone who handled coins regularly. The obverse features Roosevelt's left-facing profile, along with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year 1996, accompanied by the designer's initials, J.S., for John Sinek. The reverse shows the torch of liberty at the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing peace and strength, with the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and one dime, completing the design. This dime was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark. The Denver Mint produced millions of dimes in 1996, making the coin common in terms of quantity. Most of these dimes went into circulation immediately, used in everyday transactions like vending machines, public transportation, and pocket change. Because of this, the majority of 1996 dimes show some degree of wear, even if it's minimal. Coins in high-grade, virtually untouched condition are uncommon, which is why this particular example has gained so much attention. Collectors often focus on specific details when assessing modern Roosevelt dimes, and one of the most important is the torch on the reverse side. The horizontal lines, known as the bands on the torch, are a critical point of evaluation. Coins that display fully separated and well-defined bands are considered full-band dimes, and these carry a premium because they indicate a strong strike and careful preservation. Most 1996 dimes, even uncirculated ones, do not exhibit full bands, which makes top-grade examples rare. What sets this particular 1996 dime apart is its exceptional strike and preservation. Roosevelt's hair and facial features are sharply detailed, the lettering is crisp and clearly defined, and the torch on the reverse shows fully separated bands, something rarely seen in coins from this year. The surfaces are smooth and retain their original luster, with very few, if any, contact marks or imperfections. This combination of sharp detail and excellent preservation is what has made this coin highly desirable among collectors. The rarity of this coin is not due to low mintage but rather to its quality. Millions of dimes were minted in 1996, yet very few survived in such pristine condition. Coins from this period were designed for circulation, and the lack of official mint sets for some modern coins further limited the availability of perfect specimens. As a result, this 1996 dime has become a reference point for collectors who focus on modern Roosevelt dimes. It represents the very best quality available from that year. Professional grading services have recognized the coin as one of the finest known examples of a 1996 Roosevelt dime. Its high grade places it at the top of population reports, indicating that very few, if any, comparable coins exist. For collectors, owning a coin in this condition is significant because it represents the peak of preservation for a coin that was meant to be used in everyday transactions. The demand for high-quality modern dimes has grown steadily over the years, as collectors increasingly focus on condition rarities. While most 1996 D. Roosevelt dimes remain worth just a small premium over face value, this specific coin demonstrates how condition can dramatically affect a coin's value. The combination of strong strike, smooth surfaces, and fully defined bands has propelled this dime into a category far above its peers. Ultimately, the value of this 1996 D. Roosevelt dime reflects its rarity in top grade rather than its metal content or mintage numbers. This particular coin has reached an impressive $58,000, making it one of the most valuable modern dimes known today. It serves as an example of how coins that seem ordinary at first can become extraordinary when preserved at the highest level, offering collectors the opportunity to own a piece of history in near-perfect condition. This coin also highlights an important lesson for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Paying attention to detail and preservation can reveal significant value even in modern coins. The 1996 D. Roosevelt dime shows that careful selection and a focus on condition can uncover remarkable coins, turning everyday currency into prized collectibles. It's a reminder that even common coins can hold extraordinary appeal when they survive the years in exceptional condition. The 1996 D. Roosevelt dime, in its finest form, stands as a testament to what careful striking, preservation, and attention to detail can achieve. Its value of $58,000 demonstrates that condition and quality matter as much as rarity or age, and it remains one of the most sought-after modern dimes among collectors today. So if you ever come across a 1996 D. Roosevelt dime, take a closer look at its condition. Check the details on Roosevelt's profile, the sharpness of the lettering, and the bands on the torch. Even though most coins from this year are common, a well-preserved example can be quite rare and highly sought after by collectors. It's always worth examining the surfaces carefully, because small details like luster and marks can make a big difference. Next up, we have the 2002 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin that may seem ordinary at first, but one particular example has made it highly sought after by collectors. While millions of these dimes were minted at the Philadelphia Mint in 2002 for everyday circulation, the story of this coin shows that even modern, commonly produced coins can become rare when preserved in exceptional condition. The Roosevelt dime itself has a long history. Introduced in 1946, it was designed to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. He was also closely associated with the March of Dimes, a campaign that helped fight polio, a disease that had affected him personally. By 2002, the Roosevelt dime had already been part of American life for more than half a century, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the country. The 2002 P dime follows the same design that collectors and the public had become familiar with. On the obverse, Roosevelt's profile faces left, calm and composed, with the inscriptions, Liberty and, In God We Trust, prominently displayed. The date, 2002, appears to the right of his neck, while the initials, JS, for designer John Sinek, rest near the base. On the reverse, the Torch of Liberty takes center stage, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions, United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and One Dime. While the design is familiar, small details like the clarity of Roosevelt's hair, the definition of the torch's bands, and the sharpness of the lettering are what make certain examples stand out. Even though the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of dimes in 2002, most were released directly into circulation. Coins like these were handled by countless people and passed through pockets, wallets, cash registers, and vending machines. Over time, most show signs of wear, including minor scratches, scuffs, and dulling of the original luster. For collectors, coins in pristine condition from this era are rare, especially those that have retained their original strike detail and surface quality. One of the most important features collectors focus on in modern Roosevelt dimes is the torch on the reverse. The horizontal lines on the torch, known as the bands, are a key indicator of strike quality. A dime that shows fully separated, well-defined bands is considered a full bands example, which greatly increases its appeal. Many 2002 P dimes, even uncirculated ones, do not display complete bands due to die softness or light handling, making examples with fully defined bands highly desirable. The 2002 dime we're looking at today is an exceptional example. Roosevelt's profile is sharply struck, with clear facial features and well-defined hair. The lettering is crisp, and the torch shows fully separated bands that stand out under magnification. The surfaces are smooth and bright, free from noticeable contact marks or blemishes. The coin retains a natural luster that is rare for circulation year dimes, giving it a quality that immediately draws attention from collectors. Collectors have recognized this coin as one of the finest known 2002 Roosevelt dimes. Its high grade places it at the top of population reports, meaning very few coins from this year match its quality. For modern coin collectors, owning a coin like this is significant because it demonstrates what is possible when a coin is preserved exceptionally well. Unlike older coins that might be rare due to low mintage or historical circumstances, this dime's rarity comes purely from its condition and the strength of its strike. So if you ever come across a 2002 Roosevelt dime, it's worth taking a closer look. Pay attention to Roosevelt's features, the sharpness of the lettering, and the bands on the torch. Small differences in preservation can make one coin stand out from the millions that were minted. Coins from this year in excellent condition are uncommon, and recognizing the details that matter can help reveal a coin that is much more significant than its face value suggests. What makes this coin even more remarkable is how it demonstrates the potential value of modern dimes. While most 2002 Roosevelt dimes are worth only a small premium, the finest known examples have drawn serious interest from collectors, proving that quality and preservation can transform a common coin into a highly sought-after collectible. This particular coin, preserved to perfection, has reached an estimated value of $37,000. Its significance is a reminder that even coins from recent decades can hold extraordinary appeal when they survive in exceptional condition. Beyond the numbers, the 2002 Roosevelt dime tells a broader story about modern coin collecting. It shows that collectors are not only looking for historical rarity but also for quality. Coins from the 2000s may not be rare in terms of mintage, but exceptional preservation can create a level of scarcity that attracts serious interest. It encourages anyone handling modern coins to look closely at the details, because a coin that appears ordinary could, in fact, be extraordinary when examined carefully. Finally, the 2002 Roosevelt dime highlights the importance of condition, attention to detail, and careful preservation. A coin that survived the wear and tear of circulation, yet retains full strike, sharp detail, and a smooth surface, becomes a unique piece for collectors. In the last spot for today, we have the 2006 Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it may seem like just another dime from your pocket change, but this particular example has become remarkable among collectors due to its exceptional preservation and strike quality. Unlike older or rare coins that gain value because of mintage or metal, this dime's appeal comes from its condition and the clarity of its details, which are uncommon for coins from this year. The 2006 Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced a substantial number of dimes for circulation. Most of these coins were quickly spent and carried through everyday transactions, which means that very few managed to avoid wear, scratches, or dulling over the years. That makes high-grade examples from this year notably uncommon, and one coin in particular has risen to prominence due to the perfect way it survived over time. The obverse of this coin features Roosevelt's profile, and what sets this example apart is the precision and sharpness of the strike. Every detail, from the texture of Roosevelt's hair to the lines of his coat and facial features, is clearly visible. The inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," are crisp and evenly struck, giving the coin a level of clarity that is rare for a circulation year dime. Even under magnification, this coin shows minimal contact marks, with surfaces that remain smooth and reflective, hinting at careful handling or fortunate storage since it was minted. On the reverse, the Torch of Liberty stands out in exceptional detail. The olive branch and oak branch are sharply defined, and the horizontal bands on the torch, the so-called full bands, are completely separated and fully visible. Most 2006 dimes do not show this level of detail, even when found in uncirculated rolls, which makes this coin remarkable. The combination of strong strike, sharp edges, and smooth surfaces places it at the very top of what collectors consider desirable for this year. Collectors value coins like this not just for rarity but for the story they tell about preservation. This dime demonstrates what is possible when a coin avoids circulation and the wear that typically affects modern coins. While millions of 2006 dimes were minted, very few have survived in this level of near-perfect condition, which is why it has become a point of interest among collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes or modern U.S. coins in general. Even the smallest details contribute to its uniqueness. The way Roosevelt's facial features remain fully visible, the crispness of the lettering, and the brilliance of the surfaces all indicate that this coin has been remarkably well preserved. Unlike coins that may have been tucked away in coin folders or accidentally saved from circulation, this example shows all the qualities that make modern coins collectible: exceptional strike, full detail, and an untouched, smooth surface. Beyond the technical details, there's something captivating about imagining how this coin survived. It likely passed through countless hands, yet somehow remained in top condition, avoiding the usual marks and scratches of everyday use. Perhaps it was forgotten in a collection, tucked away safely in a drawer, or kept in a coin album by a careful collector. Each scratch-free surface tells part of its story, reflecting decades of careful handling or fortunate storage. So if you ever come across a 2006 Roosevelt dime, it's worth giving it a closer look. Pay attention to the clarity of the inscriptions, the sharpness of Roosevelt's profile, and, most importantly, the bands on the torch. Even among coins that appear ordinary, subtle differences in strike and surface preservation can reveal a coin that is far more exceptional than others from the same year. Sometimes, a coin that seems like everyday change could be a rare, highly preserved piece that stands out to collectors. This coin also reminds collectors of the broader appeal of modern coins. Many people assume that only old or precious metal coins hold value, but examples like this 2006 dime show that careful observation and attention to detail can uncover hidden treasures. It encourages collectors to never overlook coins from recent years, as exceptional quality and preservation can elevate their significance dramatically. This 2006 Roosevelt dime has achieved significant recognition for its quality, and it has reached a value of $31,000. Unlike older coins that gain value from age or metal content, this dime demonstrates that condition and meticulous preservation can elevate a modern coin to extraordinary status. It's a reminder that even coins from recent years can carry substantial interest and appeal for collectors when they survive in top condition. Finally, this dime illustrates an important lesson for anyone handling coins today: look closely, appreciate the details, and consider the story behind each piece. From Roosevelt's carefully struck features to the perfectly defined torch bands, each aspect contributes to the coin's uniqueness. Coins that survive in pristine condition serve as a snapshot of history, craftsmanship, and careful preservation. For collectors, the 2006 Roosevelt dime is not just a piece of currency, it's a tangible example of what careful striking and careful handling can achieve in modern coinage. If you enjoyed today's video and loved exploring these amazing dimes, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest coin discoveries. Don't forget to give this video a like if you found it interesting, and share it with friends who love coins as much as you do. We post regular content on rare and collectible coins, so staying connected means you'll always be up to date with the latest finds. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video with even more incredible coins and hidden treasures waiting to be discovered.